When we win, we get it back, then we take it on back to a ladder so unbalanced. It's the Masochist challenge.
Alright, going first on the second coin toss of the day. First one was Mitsurugi with a bad hand going second, so let's see if this can be any better. I'm gonna throw down this guy simply because I'll be able to pop him with DPE. Hopefully there's no Ash Blossom involved here. One brick from the hand, which is, of course, unfortunate. They have some kind of trigger in hand, I just don't know what it would be. That was enough for them, I guess. Okay. First pack after, you know, winning the coin toss and therefore the duel. Let's see what we get. Mystical Beast of the Forest card. The Sanctified Dark Lord. Mathmech Billion Blade Nayuta. I do have Final Sigma, ironically enough. So that actually would combo well with the, you know, the Final Sigma, but that's pretty far cry for most hands. Oh, Torrential Tribute. That is a great trap. Wow. That is an instant include, I think. Especially because I can protect it with Lord if I draw that. Nice. Very nice card. Wow. Mare, pretty decent card, of course, if you're running a deck that can bring it out. Awakening of the Possessed. You know, the Earth one. I guess I don't mind having that in the collection, although I don't see myself using it. What is the Hollow? Almost doesn't matter. Lightstorm Dragon, you know? That is a generic synchro. And yeah, just kind of allows popping spell traps for the level 9. And then if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, target a spell trap in the graveyard, set it, but it cannot be activated unless you control a normal monster, which, you know, with the paleo that I have is not out of the realm of possibility. But anyway, that's a pretty strong pack. Lightstorm Dragon, Torrential Tribute, great pickups. Tributes going in right this very second. All right, loading in, and the opponent's on 45 and 15. The hand is interesting going second. It's possible I could get out Behemoth if I need the towers. Looks like we're on Pendulum. Duelist Alliance adding a Pendulum monster or a Pendulum spell trap. Getting the Pendulum Sorcerer. Normal summon King of the Swamp. Interesting. Why? Then activating Venom Swamp. We're on Swamp Turbo. Interesting. Well, I guess I might as well go for it. Maybe they're on Masochist as well. Get in for some damage here. It's honestly the worst zone I could have put Tiamat in. I don't know what I was thinking. I could have blocked off an extra monster zone, and I've got Prey of the Jiragumo in hand, so what am I even doing? Okay. That's okay, though. We will simply Silahat Rabbit and fix the choices that I have made. And that'll also allow me to pop Venom Swamp before it has a chance to kill all of my stuff. Curious to see what else they're on here. Okay, we got the Pendulum Sorcerer. Battle phase. Unfortunate zone choice for them. Guess I'll pop the field spell now. Okay, Astrograph Sorcerer, so maybe not Masochist, maybe they're just on Structure deck plus a few bonus cards. I guess I will go ahead and try to pop everything. And there we go, another one down. Alright, for beating, let's call it Swamp Pendulum. Let's see what else we can get. Honestly, another low rarity sprite card, please. White Mirror, Fish card, Special from the Grave, sure. Archfiend General, Atlantean Pikeman, a level 2, has to be said. If I can get some like Primate cards or something. Iron Knight. Loses 1,000 attack while you control Iron Hans. If it's destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can add Iron Hans from your deck to your hand, or if Golden Castle of Stromberg is in a field zone, you can add a warrior monster from your deck to your hand instead. I'm fairly certain that I do not have Golden Castle of Stromberg. Anyway, Malefic Tune, Hazy Flame Griffin, Koalo Koala, and Abyss Script, Romantic Terror. Pretty filler pack. I guess the White Mirror could come into play at some point if I get enough fish cards. But let's keep it going. Going second against a 60-card deck. The hand's looking kind of sussy, I won't lie. Set pass, I do appreciate, thank you. I guess I will Lord Effect now, just so when I set this card, they don't immediately blow it up. Some kind of hold on summon, but they're letting it go for now. Actually gonna go to battle phase here. Kyrie, okay. I mean, I guess they can banish it to fuse. Are they gonna like evenly? No? Okay. Alright. Time to set up the pop. Doesn't look like much, but it is a pop and a banish and then Lord set Fusion Destiny or something. Could be worse. They bricked. Okay, for, you know, defeating the brick house. Please. Some quality low rarity cards. Great Sand Sea Gold Golgonda. Interesting. I do have the level 8 reptile that's related to this thing. I don't think I have the Springen's extra deck monsters. Maybe I have the rank 8 actually. I'll have to look at that. Interesting card. It maybe opens something up down the line. Dark Contract with Errors, a DD card. Zolga the Prophet. Brotherhood of the Firefist Buffalo. Mind Pollutant. Discard a monster to target a monster of that level your opponent controls. Take control of that target until the end phase. The meta would have to be crazy centralized for me to use that, I think. B-Trooper Landing. I do have a soft spot in my heart for insect decks, so it would be fun to get to do like a low rarity thing with like a bunch of bugs. I don't know how possible that is, but I do have a Retaliating that I'm running currently. Unauthorized boot up device. Is this like a new Machina thing or... Okay, once per turn you can either target a face-up monster you control, equip, or unequip and special summon, and blah blah blah, the usual Union stuff. If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can special summon this card. Interesting. I don't think I can use it really. And we have Evil Hero Infernal Rider. So this pack is kind of just like one to grow on. Maybe some stuff that I could play with later on, but nothing for the moment, I don't think. Alrighty, let's keep going. Well, I am going first, but this is a bit of an odd hand. You know, I've got one pop with Statue of Anguish pattern and one negate with Fogblade. That'll just have to cut it. Maybe I can do Timoton. Maybe Behemoth can be summoned next turn. Let's see. Ooh. Crimson Gaia is such a menace. Probably should have just popped that. I will attempt to negate this. And I guess I'll be popping that thing on the next chain. Where we go from here, I do not know. You know what? I should have summoned Stingray or Statue of Anguish pattern in the same column. Would have been an easy Tiamaton to pop something else. Okay. Today's mission is to get rid of that Crimson Gaia. Some kind of trigger here. I suppose I will attempt the Silhouette Rabbit just because it is a spell trap pop, but it is in fact the Imperm. That does let me Tiamaton, though. And from here, what do? I guess I will Little Knight, banish whatever seems the most relevant. Which is the Soul Resonator, I think. And now I just have to pray that they don't have, you know, all of the starters and extenders that they usually have. Setting 1. Okay. There's still a chance. Witch of the Black Forest. Pretty decent. I'm gonna try while I still have Little Knight on the field in case it's something I don't want to deal with there. Oh, a Skullmeister. Interesting. This is a bit jank because I can't actually bring back Little Knights until they have a monster on the field. Let's hope for another bricked hand. Okay, end phase. You know, Mimesis Elephant won't do much. But let's keep going. It is a level 2. More tribute fodder for Behemoth. Somehow think that set is another imperm. End phase. Wow. And just in the nick of time, we've got the spell trap negate, while the only thing they have going on is a spell trap. Pretty decent top deck. Let's see if we can do it. I'm going to start with Elf, since that is what Carrot will use as fodder. Is this game? Yes! Somehow kept them at bay. That was a very lucky series of missed top decks by the opponent, and I will gladly take it. For the Infestation Ripples to start with, okay, a Steel Swarm card, Element Saber Nalu, Clear New World, target a face-up monster you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon a monster from your deck in defense position with a different original type and attribute whose level is lower than that monster's original level, but negate its effects. Interesting. I feel like this is actually not bad. It doesn't destroy like as cost, so they can, you know, Ash Blossom this. But if I normal summon Witch and then special summon a level 2, that turns on, you know, all the sprite kind of plays. This might actually be a useful combo piece in my, like, weird pile deck. I'm gonna have to think about that one. Junk Puppet, a Gimmick Puppet card, Zubaba Knight, Simorg Bird of Ancestry, Gravity Blaster, and Red Eyes Toon Dragon. Not much to say there, although, you know, 8 new cards, no duplicates of stuff I already had. I'm gonna tinker around with that Clear New World, see if that's actually worth playing. Alright, well, going first against someone with the, you know, WCS qualifier sleeves. Not what we like to see. Start with the Hyperia. Drawing into Fogblade, that's pretty decent. I don't have anything crazy that I can do just yet. So let's hope the trap cards can carry the day. The trap cards are not going to carry the day. The opponent was ready for that. Okay, friend. Well, the opponent is on 60 cards, 0 in the extra, but they have decided to make me go first. And unfortunately, I've drawn the search target off of Terror Top. I will use the effect just to see if they will imperm or something. Nothing doing there, so I think with the Tiki Curse in hand, my best bet is the Silhouette Rabbit. What do you play 60 cards with nothing in the extra deck? Hopefully something that gets floodgated by Retaliating Sea. You know, I should have put one of the cards underneath Rabbit for Tiamatron, but anyway. End phase. That is interesting. What you got under there, friend? Secret 6 Samurai. Wow. Wow, this hand is actually pretty decent. I get to continue profiting off of the Statue of Anguish pattern, assuming they don't have evenly. And I'm also going to be able to make Time Thief Redoer with the trap card. So he's actually going to have the, like, put things on top of the deck effect. It's time, for the first time ever, to get the boy Time Thief Redoer. Literally my profile icon. I know he's not actually that good of a card, but he's a fave. What can I say? And let's do that standby phase effect. Take the top card. It is another 6 Samurai. Familiar Possessed. Interesting. Oh, they don't know that Rabbit lives, probably. Okay. End phase. Yeah, I'm just gonna stack that draw. I'm actually not going to activate the effect. I think this duel is over. Sorry to the 6 Samurai enjoyer here. Count 1 for Redoer. Okay, for beating whatever that 60 card pile was. Ooh, it looks like we'll get an ultra rare. Nagel's Protection, a Tindangle card, I believe, so not useful here. Dynomist Spinos, probably the Dynomist cards aren't bad, but I think some of them might be like solo mode locked. Pop up. If your opponent controls a card in their field zone and you do not, activate a field spell card from your deck. Interesting card. Seems like a sideboard card though. An Ancient Warriors trap card. Argenex Ultimum. Black Ray Lancer, 2 level 3 waters. Once per turn, detach an Xyz material from this card to target a face-up monster on the field. Negate that target's effects until the end phase. Not bad, you know, if you're on the water stuff. Curse Reflection Doll. When a monster effect is activated that would inflict damage to you, your opponent takes that damage instead. When you would take battle damage while this card is in your graveyard, you can set this card. So, I mean, if there's ever like a effect damage meta, at least it resets itself from the grave. Seems kind of bad. All right, what's our ultra rare? Wow, Super Dreadnought, Rail Cannon, Juggernaut, and Lieb. level 11 monsters, or overlaying it on a rank 10 Machine Xyz monster, which is obviously the way it's usually summoned. Once per turn, you can detach a material. This card gains 2,000 attack and defense, and you can only declare an attack with that card. During each battle phase, this card can make attacks on monsters up to the number of materials plus 1. So if I'm ever able to cheat out or, properly summon a rank 10 machine, rank 10 Machine Xyz, you can slap this on top for the win, I guess. It's possible Lord of the Heavenly Prison is a 10. If I get it like Eldritch at some point, there's other cards that can get into a rank 10, obviously. So nice to have in the collection. I don't think any of this is playable in the current deck, unfortunately. But, 8 new cards, nothing to complain about there. Right, going first, and the opponent has all of the Blue Eyes stuff, which is, used to be a sign that you might get a duel going in your favor, but with the support, what was it, a year ago at this point? I don't know, it's been a while, but no longer the guaranteed victory, or chance of victory rather, that it once was. Let's see what our opponent has in store. At least I've got Dogmatic Punishment, pretty strong card. Roar of the Blue Eyes. So they are locked into dragons. Setting 1. Ultimate Fusion. Is it worth getting that thing off the field? I just feel like I need all the cards that I have. I am going to be extra deck locked next turn, though. Fusing off the Ether Barrel. That is crazy work. That they would not just normal summon that unless they have another one. Wishes. Discarding a Synchro Rumble. And they've summoned this to the EMZ. I mean, okay, Sage is good. Maiden of White. The sad part is, they've got the trap card. They're activating the continuous trap. So even though they've played this completely wrong, basically, they're still going to whip me. Alright, no point in summoning anything else, because that thing will, of course, be able to defeat it. Did they set the trap card or not? I guess let's try to do some stuff. I just remembered that we are extra deck locked, so let's do it this way. I cannot tell you how often I'm messing up my locks and stuff. Did they set the trap card? I guess not. Man, they shuffled off Ether Barrel. They did me a real favor, and I'm not doing myself favors because I summoned Witch of the Black Forest to the zone. Prey of the Jirai Gumo needs to go to. Man, I am out of it tonight. I really hope I win this one, just as like a mercy to myself for how poorly I have played, even though they are misplaying as well. Okay, not punished. All right. I will redo her. That's going to contest the True Light. And then Pray of the Jiragumo, so that I can get my towers that, after the end phase anyway, will become bigger. But if they don't have a response here, this is actually the end of the duel, despite my best efforts to throw. Oh, thank the Lord for that. That was so bad. All right, that brings us to the end of the session here. I've got 10 legacy packs to open up, another 2 that I'll get to at the end of the next episode, I guess. So we'll go ahead and open up these and then get to the final master pack. Okay, so we have Timaeus, the Knight of Destiny, maybe one of the hardest cards to summon. Inferno, so, you know, kind of an extender by banishing a fire in the graveyard. Not bad, not bad. What is Fusion Guard? Activate only when an effect that inflicts damage is activated. Woof. Negate its activation and randomly send a fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. I see, it's very old. World Legacy awakens immediately after this effect resolves. Link summon a Link monster using monsters you control as material. Honestly, kinda playable, given all the Link stuff that I'm on, and like Elf is not immediately usable as Link material when it's summoned, so that's not the worst thing. What else do we have here? Another Stamping Destruction, I think maybe my second or third from the Legacy packs for that one. Painful Return. Your opponent chooses a monster in your graveyard. During the end phase, add that monster to your hand. Meh. For Ceasefire, discard a card. No trap cards can be activated until the end of this turn. Not great. You know, the Inferno maybe has some utility. Nothing else is that inspiring, so let's go ahead and see what that final master pack might have in store for us. Last pack of the evening. Honestly, some pretty nice pulls. The Torrential Tribute, the Clear New World, I think, has some utility. Still playing around with things there, but let's see what else we can get. Earthbound Release. Gathering Light. You can banish a monster you control, add a Synchro monster in your graveyard that is a Power Tool monster, blah blah blah, don't want to do that. Level 7 or higher Synchro monsters you control gain attack, sure. When an opponent's monster declares an attack while you have a banished Synchro monster, you can negate the attack. A lot of effects, a lot of bad effects. Inari Fire. Red Warg. Spiritual Fire Art Kurenai. Tribute to fire, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. War Rock Orpus. Don't need to read that one, I don't think. Plunder Patrol Booty. Apparently not my first copy there. And the Door of Destiny. I think I just pulled this one for the first time last episode. Technically a trap monster, but not very good. Alright, well, a bit of a disappointing final pack there, but I don't think I can complain given the recent pulls that I've had on this account. Things are kind of progressing nicely in a few different directions. But anyway, thanks so much for watching the episode. If you want to keep up with the series, obviously hit the subscribe button and whatnot. But either way, hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching.